All right, let's get you camera confident. You ready to make some videos? You just need some confidence to pull it off. I've made thousands of videos, and I'm going to tell you my secrets to how you can have camera confidence like right now. Number one, I call it, what mode are you in? You know, in my car, I have sport mode or economy mode. On my camera, I have different modes for sports or portrait, things like that. What kind of mode are you in when you're speaking right now? So there's different modes that you can have. Who are you talking to, right? So I have two different modes. There's individual mode and there is group mode. Okay, so let's talk about individual mode first. Individual mode means I am talking to you right there. You, just me and you, and we're talking. My mind has to go to a place of understanding that you and I are sitting at a coffee shop, or we're just hanging out in the house, sitting on the couch talking. Maybe we're having lunch or dinner, and I am just talking to you individually. You and I are having a conversation one-on-one. That is the relationship that I'm having. This is not a camera. This is not a device. This isn't cold technology. This is just me talking to you. So that is the first mode. If you're going to talk that way, envision that. Remember, it's all in your mind. This is all about how is your mind perceiving the activity you're doing. If you don't think you can do something, you're going to be really terrible at it. If you think you're great at something, you can do it, you're going to get it done. You may not be 100% amazing at it, but you're going to have a better chance of success. So right now, you got to train your mind that this is okay to have these kind of conversations. So first mode is individual mode. Of my talking to you individually, that is going to change just about everything, the way that I talk, the way I present, how I do things. So that's number one. Are you doing individual? The other mode is group mode. Am I talking to a group of people? Is there a group of you out there? Maybe I don't envision standing in front of 1,000 people. I do public speaking. I do videos all the time. Even if I'm in a large group, there's faces that I pick out. There's a face in this part of the room. There's a face in this part of the room. There's a face in this part of the room. Maybe something a little bit deeper. I'll look at everybody, but I'll focus more on faces, and faces that are nice, ones that are smiling, ones that are into it, ones that are enjoying it. If I'm doing a Zoom presentation, I'm doing the same thing. I'm finding people that are into what I'm saying, and they're kind of up on my screen. So envision a group. Now, the reason these are two different modes, if you will, if I'm talking individually, you and I are talking, and I'm having more of a conversation about how I'm feeling or what I'm doing, or this is what's happening today. It's a different type of conversation, right? Which means in an individual mode, it's more of that one-on-one, a little more intimate conversation than I would have. If I'm talking to a group and I'm in presenter mode, okay, I've got to be a little more animated. You know, if I've got to smile, I've got to use my hands. You know, coming from a theater background, we always say, you know, project to the person in the last row. If you've ever gone to watch a play or a musical, if the person on stage is not really projecting much and not using their hands much and not doing that, the performance is not that great on the last row. This happens in video. I can think I'm over the top and maybe this is a level 100, but on camera it probably comes off as an 80 or an 85. So I've got to think about projecting and talking in ways with my hands. If I talk with my hands, I'm going to talk with my hands. And I do talk with my hands, right? That's just, unfortunately, that's the way it is. Or maybe fortunately, I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty entertaining that way. But I talk with my hands, and I smile, and I look at the camera, I interact with the camera. Now, if you'll notice something, whether I'm doing an individual or I'm doing a group like this, I don't look at you always. I am not staring directly at you. So it's a little weird to think about this. Sometimes we put that camera on and we think we need to be like laser focused, staring right at that camera. It doesn't have to be that way. If you were sitting here, let's go to individual mode. You and I are sitting here at the coffee shop. If you're telling me a story and the whole time I'm like, you're going to get uncomfortable. Hopefully I get uncomfortable if I have any social awareness of what's going on. It's okay to look away. I look away and come back. I look over here and I come back. Sometimes I look down and I think and I talk and I come back. It adds a little more natural rhythm to how I'm talking, because how would you talk to an individual? You would do that. If you're talking to a group, you know, I'm talking, I'm doing this, I'm looking around, I'm talking, I still do the same thing. You are the main focus. I'm going to come back to you because I want to bring you into this conversation with me, but I'm going to have to be a little bit louder and use my hands more and be a little more lively. I'm probably going to look around a little more to make sure that I convey that level of energy to you. So how do you decide? Do I use individual mode? Do I use group mode? It depends upon your message of what you're trying to convey, what you're talking about today. If you're conveying a lot of great information and you're instructing and you're educating and maybe I always tell everybody, don't be a content creator, just be someone who delivers content, right? So if you're in that mode of delivering content, things people need to know, you're probably going to find yourself more into that group mode. So you're talking more and you're doing this. But if I'm like wanting to do something that's a little more quiet, a little more low key, then in my mindset is an individual mode. So you have to, first thing is decide who are you talking to and decide which mode you want to find yourself in. That is step number one. All right, the next step, and I covered a little bit in step one, but the next step is be you. Don't put on a persona or a character or feel like you have to be somebody you're not when you're on camera. That puts a lot of stress on you that you're trying to live up to this. Maybe it's a news anchor and I'm supposed to be very professional, or I've got to be wacky and silly and goofy and No, who are you, right? So like when I work with real estate agents and we talk about making videos, who are you when you're with a buyer walking through a house? What's the tone of your voice, and how do you sound, and how do you talk, and how fast is it, and what's the metering of it? Those are things that are vital because you need to be you. And if we're doing video, what we're really trying to do using video is to get people to connect and bond with us. I want you to know, like, and trust me, care what I'm saying, enough that you want to hear me say things about other things so you continue to watch my videos. In fact, I'll say right now, please like and subscribe and follow. You help the channel grow. If you're interested in these microphones or things like that, you can go to CoreyTurnerTalks.com and learn about the things that I use to make my videos. They're on my website. I'll put the link in the description. But one of the main things is be you. Who are you? I talked about earlier. If you talk with your hands, talk with your hands. If I talk with my hands and this is how I am and I feel natural with that, but suddenly I start filming and I don't use my hands, then I suddenly lose like a complete part of me, and things become a lot more, no matter how much I do with my voice, I lose a part of me, and then I'm really stressed, right? But if I do this, then I'm okay. What's the famous movie? I don't know what to do with my hands, right? So be you, talk with your hands. How do you normally talk? Do you have an accent? Talk with the accent. Do you say ums and things like that? We want to limit that, but that shouldn't be a key focus right now. Just the main thing you want to do is make the video, talk, be you. If you're going to have some ums in there, I have ums all the time. I think the only one that it annoys is me, unless sometimes I get into a really situation where I totally don't know what I'm talking about, or I'm losing my train of thought, or I'm distracted. But how are we doing? Doing good? But be you. Be true to you, convey you, and just be you. You have friends because of who you are. You have groups that you're part of because of who you are. Your videos should be no different. Just be you. So embrace you. There was someone who told me not so long ago, we're all born as individuals and unique, and then we spend our whole lives trying to acclimate to be everybody else and blend in. Don't do that, right? I think the greatest thing about video and about all of this medium is we get to be us and we get to express ourselves as who we truly are, and people get to bond with us that way. So the second step is there, be you. If you talk with your hands, talk with your hands. Like, listen to my voice, right? It's not till I go back. I always tell everybody, I think I have a nice, deep, sexy tone. And then when I listen to a video, I'm like, where'd Kermit the Frog come from? Because I talk, my voice goes up and it goes down and it's like all over the place. And if I worked really hard trying to change that so that I just talk like this the whole time, I would probably be boring and would not come off natural. Embrace who you are, embrace how you talk, embrace how you look, my crazy hair, but be you. This one's going to be a little bit weird probably, but it needs to be said. Number 3. Smile. You have to smile. Smile does multiple things. Let's talk about, first of all, if I smile, that changes my outlook. That changes me. That changes how I'm looking at things, how I'm doing things, how I'm reacting to things. So number 1, smile. Maybe not a creepy smile. Videos like that. But just smile, right? Don't get so caught up in, okay, I got to say this. I need to say this. I got to say this. Hit record. Hello. I mean, look at me. I don't look like I'm having a good time. Do you want to watch a video of someone not having a good time? I mean, unless it's like a fail video, then sure, you want to see them doing some crazy things. But if it's just someone talking to me, I want to know that they enjoy what they're saying, that they believe in what they're saying, that they're having a good time relaying the information to me. If they're not, I'm not really going to watch that person because, I mean, they don't even care enough to enjoy what they're saying. So, earlier we talked about be you, but be you with a smile. Now, if you're not a normal smiling person, I would work a little bit on the smile person. I would become a little bit of, you got to smile. But remember to smile and prepare yourself for going into this. So smiling, but what do you do right before going on camera? What are you doing in preparation for the video? Think of it as an athlete. An athlete's getting ready to take the field, and they're getting ready to go out there and they're going to battle and fight, right? Some stretch and do exercises, which hopefully they all do. So that's kind of a bad example. But stretch and exercise. But some listen to music. Some meditate. Some do different things that they do. You need to do that. Like if you need to play some music before you get on a video and get going, bam, 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 something to pump you up, do that. If you need to meditate for a few minutes, do that. If you need to go for a walk or for a jog or for whatever it is, put yourself in the mindset that when you get on camera, that you're enjoying what you're doing. Now, if you haven't made a lot of videos, you're not going to enjoy it at first. I love it now. It's always a little intimidating when I first hit record, but I have made thousands of videos. I've had millions of views, 5 or 6 million views over a period of, I think last month or whatever. None of that matters. What matters is I only feel comfortable sitting down and talking like this because I've just done it a lot. You can't grade yourself on 3, 4, 5 videos. I've made social media videos for 4 or 5 years, right? When I go back and watch the very first ones, it was bad. It is bad. I don't know why I posted those. But thank goodness I did, because now I'm here and I continue to make videos. So you've got to know that it's okay, right? But you have to be in the mindset. Get yourself ready. Get yourself pumped up and excited about making this video today, and smile. Smile. I guess unless it's a really, really sad video, but even in the sadness, and you're laying that information, there still needs to be a sense of urgency about you, that you care about what you're delivering. You care about your topic. So if you're doing like mode 1 with an individual, how would you tell that story to somebody? It needs to have that same level of energy. But I always say, when in doubt, smile. All right, last tip for this video, embrace the imperfection. It's not going to be perfect. It's not going to always look great. It's not always going to sound great. You're going to mess up. You're going to stumble. You might say the wrong things. There's multiple ways around that. Depends upon the video you're making too. You can edit those things out if you want to. Or if it's like a vlog and you're just wanting to talk, that's okay too. Just don't worry about perfection. Like I said earlier, if I was look back at my first videos, I'm like, why did I post that? But thank goodness I did, because that journey has gotten me here. There is nothing you are amazing at in life that you probably started off amazing. Everything you got was because you did it over and over. Like an athlete, repetition, getting used to it, overcoming challenges, gaining confidence, doing these things causes you to be where you're at. So you have to embrace the imperfections of this journey, also knowing there's always going to be imperfections. Shot thousands of videos and then I'll be like, okay, my voice sounds weird today, or like my nose is stopped up today, or man, the wind caught my hair today, or the lighting's not great today. There's always going to be something to pick apart. You have to embrace that. It all depends upon the type of video you're wanting to make, the message you're trying to come across, but I can't start a video stressed about it being perfect, because it's not going to be, right? We talked about knowing who you're talking to. Is it a group or an individual? We talked about making sure that you smile, right? That you project that information, that you make sure that you come with some energy about the topic that you're delivering. You can't do all of that if you're sitting here already worried about the imperfections that's going to come out of this video. You got to let those things go, because it's not going to be perfect. I will say sometimes I will start a video 4 or 5 times, because I'll be like, hey, this is Corey. How did I forget my name? All right, and I'll restart it. When I'm 10 seconds in, no. Depending on the type of video, but most of the time I shoot content that just goes. I don't care. I'm 10 minutes in, 10 seconds in. This is me. You guys get me, right? Now, you can always go back and do jump cuts and edit things out. We can talk about editing in the future, but embrace the fact that you're not going to be perfect. None of us are, right? And in fact, sometimes the parts that make us bond with people the most that are most memorable are those little tiny moments of imperfection. And those are usually what people talk to me, not in a bad way, like, oh, this was terrible. They're like, oh, I loved it you did this because I've done that in videos, whatever. Don't be so scared of perfection. And, we always talk about done is better than perfect. And the most important thing is to start getting videos and getting them done. Due to the algorithms, due to the competition, due to the amount of people, you're not going to get millions of views typically on your first few videos. 4, 5, 6, 10 videos. It takes some time to build it up. So you've got some time to learn the medium, learn how to make videos, and you want to do that, and you have to embrace it. And everything's a learning journey, right? So don't immediately look at your video and be like, oh, it's not perfect. I was not using my hands enough or not enough or whatever. Make the video and let's produce and publish and put that video out there. Let's post it and let's find out how people react so we can know what's the next videos to make. And we'll talk about in the future when the next videos to make. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow, comment, all that kind of great stuff. If you're interested in any of the equipment that I use when I'm out here making my videos, I make a lot of shorts and reels, and now I'm making a lot more long play content too. Visit my website, CoreyTurnerTalks.com, and we'll talk soon.